This week, we got Jurickson Profar. We got the Memphis Grizzlies, and we got John Tortorella. Let's go.
No football?
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore.
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
Bats to really make.
Yo.
What is up, yo? No football, but you know it's Tuesday. You know we're live on the Real Fresh channel on College Sportscast. Hell Fresh Big Luke, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Oh, I got good and bad news. You know, I'm under the weather, but we got some good news coming up in the first segment. We got a new partner, so stay tuned, guys.
You're holding us captive here. I know what it is.
And yeah, we're gonna look at some others. It's kind of a random kind of episode for us, isn't it? We got Torpedo Bats,
very much.
Profar, Grizzlies, Tortorella, Ovechkin, all over the place.
All over the sporting world there.
So let's start out with our new partner at BetUS, guys. For all you degenerates out there, you can now get 125% deposit bonus, 125% up to 3 times. Use the link under our channel to support your boys, and that's what it is. Here is our Better Than Night, Chicago at Oakland MLB. And I got a little new segment brought to you by BetUS. So make sure you guys use that link below. Sign up, get the sign up bonus. All right, so Oakland, Chicago. The pitching matchup is Justin Steele for Chicago against Luis Severino for the Athletics. Steele's kind of off to a cold start, man. He's at an 8 ERA this season, whereas Severino is at a 0 ERA. Now, Justin Steele's like a low 3 ERA guy, I think.
Yeah, I think he had a bad game.
Yeah, he'll bounce back from that. I'm looking at the lines here. The money line on Chicago is pretty tempting at -130, but I think with this pitching matchup and probably 2 mediocre lineups, if I can say that, I think the under is probably the best bet. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. Oakland's lineup is fair at best, right? You know what I mean? Chicago's lineup's slightly better, but 2 solid pitchers going at it. I expect to bounce back from Steele.
Yeah.
Severino should keep dealing a little bit. I know what I'm really impressed with, how this graphic looks on the screen right now. It's so cool. The color scheme too, man.
That US baby.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah, they're awesome. They hook me up.
Yeah, under 8 makes sense.
Under 8, lock it in. That is our BetUS Better Than Night. How you like that?
I like that, man. That's sweet. BetUS.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Welcome aboard, BetUS.
BetUS. I really messed up my timestamps. Oh my god. All right, let's get into some topics then. Torpedo Bats. Do you want to get into that here?
Okay, this is just all of a sudden the biggest news in the world, I'm pretty sure.
And you know what? I'm a sucker for it. I'll set you up.
All right, cool.
So the Yankees started this whole thing, right? They came out with these torpedo bats. I don't even know if they call them that. I think that's just what they kind of became.
The shape.
And yeah, if you haven't heard of this somehow, they've kind of taken the wood from the end of the barrel and put it in the middle, basically. I believe they were watching Volpe's swing, and they noticed he was always hitting it at the label and not on the barrel. And so they had the genius idea, in my opinion, to move the barrel to where he was always hitting it. I would have never thought of it. Other teams have started using it. You know, Ellie De La Cruz is using it. I think it's genius, man, and I've never even thought of such a thing. And I'm a Blue Jays fan, so it hurts me to give the Yankees so much praise, but I think it's a genius move. What do you got?
I think the Blue Jays are using them tonight. They're up 3-0 right now. So, but honestly, how did nobody come up with this before? How was the science not out there on this?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All the pitching stuff you have.
like hindsight is 2020, right? So we look back, we're like, oh, we're so stupid, right? But hindsight is 2020. So I kind of get how it was missed. And the bats, I don't necessarily like the look of the bats compared to your traditional looking bat, like just for the look.
That's just because what we're used to, though.
Yeah, it's what we're used to. But the results are kind of killing it, honestly. And these bats have been around a couple of years, apparently. I never knew about them at all. Because I'm coaching ball too, and kids weren't talking about them at all either. But apparently Cody Bellinger and maybe Giancarlo Stanton were using them like last year or the year before. I heard that somewhere. I think for sure in Chicago. And all of a sudden, the whole Yankees lineup is using these bats, and the results
15 home runs in 3 games. 15 home runs.
They're, I guess, barreling it up still, but
the Brewers were bleeding when they left them. Like, oh my gosh,
it was hard to watch that. Nestor Cortez, 3 pitches, 3 home runs. I'm like, and it doesn't even appear as though you have to barrel it up. Like because you can get it in further now and still get a lot of you can turn on it, right? I kind of like it. I'm cool with it. If the MLB deems it legal, which they already have.
Yeah, I kind of looked into that as well.
For baseball, pitchers have a distinct advantage where they feel like they're on the batter and they're throwing harder than they ever have with crazier junk than they ever have, and I think it brings the playing field a little more back to equal. But we'll see where it goes. But I'm in on it. At first, I was like, "What is this?" And then I was like, "Oh, kind of like it actually." Yeah, and I named my fantasy team. Do you notice my fantasy team name?
I haven't had a chance to look yet.
Los Torpedoes.
Oh!
You know what? I can tell you a story. I was taking shit for even from my son who's in the league, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
For Team Canada is my team name, but I kept that from last year. I probably planned on changing it if something came up, and I was kind of looking at my players that I drafted last night in our draft just to see if anything was working. Nothing came to mind, so I'm like, frig it, I'll leave it Team Canada. And then our commissioner, who some of you guys know out there from being a guest on here, and my son were giving me shit about it. So I'm like, all right, I'm like, what about the Torpedoes? And I'm like, let's go Spanish, Los Torpedoes, and to my Spanish Nova Scotian heritage, right?
Yeah, and, so international, baby.
Yeah, very international. And so anyway, I'm down with it. I am. I'm going to see where it goes, and the Yankees are already playing in a little league field anyway. So if these bats work for them more, so they'll possibly hit 300 home runs this year as a team, which is closing in on the record, right? So.
As well, man. You are
we'll
right
see.
Kind of making it more even. There is a reason no one hits 500. It's because it's harder to be the hitter.
Yeah.
I did look into the legality or the rules of a baseball bat, and it's pretty loose. It only has to be at a maximum of 42 inches long and a maximum of 2.61 inches at the widest spot.
And there's a weight limit too.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, that's a comfort thing, right? Like, too light, you're not going to do anything with it. Too heavy, you're not going to get around on it, right? It's crazy.
Man, it's honestly the newest thing in baseball in a long time. Like for me,
it is, and I kind of digging it, man. I'm really liking it. I'm cool with it. Ellie De La Cruz had 2 bombs and had 7 RBIs.
4 for 5.
Used it last night, and the first time,
Yeah, he went 4 for 5, and he only used it for the first time in batting practice before the game.
And he just went for it. Wow, good for him.
Yeah.
You should think there would be a couple days worth of hitting in the batting cage before, when you're facing major league pitching. It's not like you're facing, you're playing like a law ball league or something like that, right? So, very cool stuff. I'm down with it. It's a very positive story for me.
Yeah, I'm down with it too now. Less positive.
That's kind of where I thought you were going.
Atlanta Braves outfielder Profar suspended 80 games without pay for the performance-enhancing drug policy. Now, he tested positive for, give me a moment here, chorionic gonadotrophin.
Yeah, I read it earlier, Good for you. Good for you.
Chorionic gonadotrophin. In violation of the league's joint drug prevention. That's pretty close, man.
It was close. I was like, no.
HCG, they're calling it. It's a hormone that helps in the production of testosterone. So, I mean, the real question is the Brave season over?
No. I think that's a deep lineup. I do have some concerns right now because you lost him for 80 games, and his on-base percentage and his stat filling ability is there, right? And it leaves a big gap in the outfield, and because Ronald Acuna is out still, and then we kind of forget you get Spencer Strider still out and Ronaldo Lopez, so they got some injury stuff going on, right?
Yeah, they're in the spot for sure.
But they if everybody comes back, which we're assuming they will, even Profar, just a long time from now, it's going to be okay. But they're off to like an 0-5 start, which is kind of crazy for the Atlanta Braves.
I'm getting bad vibes from them this season. I don't know.
And I will say one thing: I'm not a fan of their depth that was starting pitching. I'll say that, but I'll go back anyway. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they'll be able to get by. I think they'll be able to get by once Acuna gets back, if Acuna's Acuna, which I'm assuming it will be.
Yeah.
And there's that, you got Marcell Ozuna, you got Olsen, you got Riley, Albie, you get a good team there. But that's a big loss because he's kind of a catalyst guy for them, right? And I kind of like MLB saying, no, here we are. Let's 80 games for you. And
exactly.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's illegal, and they send a message, and they do send messages with that stuff, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the Braves will turn it around here eventually. It might take a little bit until they get some people back, and then eventually Profar, which I think is kind of like at that point. I know we're not. It's about halfway through the season when he gets back. Yeah. Be kind of like even though it doesn't coordinate with exactly, kind of like a trade deadline acquisition a little bit, right? And they'll be like, yeah, we get another piece to the puzzle.
Yeah,
here.
And if you want a glass half full type of thing, sure.
Yeah, if anything, but shame on Profar and shame on Profar, and I'm glad the Blue Jays didn't sign him because I wanted.
Yeah, man, like in a bubble. Like the Braves could handle this, but I'm just kind of worried with their current situation too. That they're a deep team, but something's up.
Yeah, something's up right now. Yeah.
All right, man. That is all of our MLB talk. We've got some NBA and some NHL talk coming up. I just want to try to convince you guys to buy this energy drink.
Dubby. In the morning. Dubby. In the evening. Dubby. Supper time. Dubby, free from sugar, fillers, jitters, and all that BS.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Dubby. Dubby. Dubby, free from sugar, fillers, Dubby.
Oh my god, that still sucks, doesn't it?
That is so good, actually. I was singing it. Did you catch me singing it again?
No, I didn't catch it. I'm kind of like sweating.
Early in the morning.
And don't forget, guys, if you're just tuning into the show, we announced our new partner at the beginning, BetUS, so get the link in the description there.
Yeah.
But we are moving on to some NBA talk.
I'm down with BetUS still.
BetUS.
No, it actually is super cool. When I checked it out today, because I'm just becoming familiar with it too, right?
Yep.
Obviously. But I was checking it out today, and I was like, this is kind of cool. This is very cool. So, pretty cool.
It's pretty rare to get
free
deposit bonuses plus 10% insurance. Like, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's solid. I actually was pretty impressed. So, congrats to us. Congrats to us.
All right, Grizzlies, man. They fired head coach Taylor Jenkins just 9 games before the playoffs. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that. Now, you're the NBA head of the show. It took a few days, but I've heard rumors. Ja Morant might have had a pull in this. I feel like Ja Morant should have lost all of his pull, but maybe he hasn't, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. I didn't mean to be that loud there, but
no, you're right.
Okay. I heard several different things. I heard that he wasn't allowed to have his handpicked coaches anymore. which is kind of part of the deal, I think, with being a coach. You can kind of maybe select a couple guys you definitely want on your staff, right? Guys that you gel with, guys that are, on the same page as you. 9 games left is also a big concern too. I think
it's dumb.
It is dumb, especially going in the playoffs where they've struggled in the playoffs and they're in a conference that is friggin' deep, man. It's super deep. And I just don't get it right now. I get they're trying to send a message, but I don't quite get what that message is. Taylor Jenkins took that team to the heights for the squad they have. Like I think they have nice spread out scoring. But Jaws missed 25 games or so around there. Desmond Bain is solid, but not a number 2 option, I don't think, in my eyes, for a contending team. Jaren Jackson Jr., good player. Other good players on the team. You got Brandon Clark. You got Zach Edey's coming along. Marcus Smart, guys like that. But I don't think they're better than the Thunder, the Rockets, the Nuggets, the Lakers. The Lakers with Doncic now. I think they can beat the guys below them who are in the playoffs, like your Warriors, maybe a T-Wolves. I think T-Wolves might get them. They could beat the Clippers, I think, right? But I honestly, who they get paired up with, I don't know if they're a better team than them, right? Yeah, and I don't know if they're a better team than them, honestly. So I don't know if it's necessarily Jenkins' fault. And I think Jenkins will be employed next year as a head coach in the NBA because he's done a really good job with that team. Even when they were supposed to be there, as one of the better teams in the league, and then when they right now weren't, but he has like 15 games over 500 when he got fired in a tough conference that you're playing the majority of your games against that conference, right? I'm just not getting the time. If you want to posture Memphis, do it another way. I just feel like I don't know if Ja had anything to do with it either. I don't know if Ja.
I was going to ask you, do you know of Jenkins and Morant having any beef?
Nothing that's been really, publicized or I honestly no. And from what I get of that team, outside, say for the games Morant has played, I think they were getting away from, this is what I heard too, and I don't know if there's any truth to this. This is something I read or watched or something, that they wanted him to have the ball. They wanted Morant, the front office wanted Morant to have the ball in his hand more. And I get that, but also, he can generate offense being not the guy, possessing the ball, right? Like I think he can play a 1, he can play a 2, handily and simultaneously, right? So does he necessarily need to be the guy taking the ball up the court? I know you want the ball in your best player's hand, right? But Marcus Smart's a decent little point. He's not wonderful, but
it could have been more of a systems issue. Is that what
it sounds like a systems issue is what it sounds like, but there's so many little stories going around. That's so
strange to say when you're going into the playoffs.
I just don't like the timing of it. I really don't like the timing of it because I think
it doesn't help anyone.
No, and if they go out in the first round, Memphis, which they might, because I think they'd be playing wouldn't they be playing the Lakers in the first round right now? Maybe. I think the Lakers would be the favorite. Anyway,
I think so.
If you go
Lakers
down,
are doing pretty good with this trade.
Yeah. Oh man, I think they just killed that trade.
We're laughing.
When we had that trade, when we discussed that trade on the show right after it happened, I was like, we'll see. Even though it's more so I think the Lakers easily won this. Lakers killed this trade, man.
I was kind of worried about chemistry with LeBron.
LeBron, not Bronny. Sorry. But I don't think the Grizzlies would beat the Lakers and shouldn't be expected to beat the Lakers. I don't think. I'll say that.
Well, especially with a new coach who just came there a week ago. After
yeah, and is it Taylor Jenkins' fault if they lose to the Lakers? I don't think so.
No, it's Nuggets' fault.
Yeah, man. He's been doing a 50-win season, right? What do you expect? Honestly, what do you expect? I just don't think it made sense, the timing. I think it was a posture move. Shame on the Grizzlies.
Crazy. All right, man. Let's move on to some NHL. I'm talking John Tortorella, Tortsy boy. I've never seen anyone get himself fired. He went to the press. Correct me if I go wrong here, and he said, like, I have no interest in rebuilding this team. But he was the head coach, and he did this publicly, and then he got fired, man. What am I missing?
Yeah, that comment was stupid, and that comment was honestly kind of selfish, and he seems like a checked out coach at this point, and I don't know if he's going to coach again in the NHL because he is 60-some years old.
Even if you are, do it professionally to the team. Like, come on.
This is how Tortorella rolls, right? And he doesn't want to rebuild the team. There's a couple good building blocks.
He just shamed all those players. Every player on that team, he shamed them.
Yeah. Well, he just told them all basically indirectly, I don't give a shit. Yeah, and you're a middling team, and that's kind of where they're at right now. I know they can build up. Konechny's coming along really well. Michkov is going to be probably a very good player. They have goaltending issues, big time goaltending issues. And there's other good players on that team. Don't get me wrong, but they are in for a bit of a longer haul rebuild than they probably wanted. But when your coach comes out and says something like that, like, shut up, man. Like, honestly, man. And you know what? He's an old school coach. He's worked in other places. He's gone into a couple places like Columbus and done a good job, right? But he's never been under 500 with the team, and because he's had a good coaching record, really, until now. The past few years, he's been under 500 with the Flyers. They have a ton of issues. If the coach doesn't want to be there, get him out of there. They're a good organization. You never hear anything bad about that Flyers organization, and they got a city that loves the team.
For sure.
So it doesn't make you. It makes sense completely. Actually, I was going to say it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense completely that they fired him, and he doesn't want to be there. Bring in a young coach that wants to coach the young guys up, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I think why he did it makes sense, but how he did it is totally disrespectful, totally a dick move, and
why would you want to play for him, right? Why would you want to play for him? Exactly. Soundbite. But yeah, why would you want to play for him, right? I'm like with the Jenkins move, I was like, what are you doing? But with this, I'm like, makes sense. Like, what are you doing, Tortorella? Is my view on this one. My glasses.
It all makes sense except for the approach.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good on the Flyers. Saying see you later. I think it was writing on the wall, and Flyers need some pieces. They need a lot of pieces, and they need somebody.
Growing up, the Flyers were always like this physical, like, team.
Always very contender-like, right? Yeah, always a threat. Yeah, I do too, and I like that organization. I really do. So, whatever to Tortorella. See you later, bud.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah.
All right, sticking with the NHL, I'm looking at Alexander Ovechkin, man.
Oh, Ovi, that's a big one.
Yeah, man, he is 5 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time record.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is where you wanted me to go with it, but here you go.
Yeah, go for it.
Something feels off with this chase, okay? Why is there, like, so little hype on such a monumental occasion? Like, at one time, people were saying no one would ever break this record. Now, I'm wondering, is it just because he's Russian and he had that profile pic with Putin that time, or,
Yeah, where he's pitcher with him, wasn't he? Or something.
Where's the hype for the all-time leading scorer?
I'm going to say this, Russian propaganda, we don't know. Anyway, he might be a Putin supporter. I don't know. I don't want to know.
I'm just trying to figure out where's the hype.
Where's that? Yeah, now we do get a little bit of, like, if you watch like highlights or on your phone, you'll see that he scored number 889 or 890 or whatever, right? And you get that, and there's a talk of it, but it is more short-lived than I thought it would be. You're right. I thought there would be more hype. Maybe when he breaks the record, which he's going to do, probably this year. I hope they pay him his due. I hope they pay him his due because I think this is a very different goal-scoring league than when Gretzky was in it in his prime. And I think just to be that consistent year after year after year after year, and to look the way he does with one tooth and gray and floppy hair and a bit of a belly.
Move. Like he only has the shot from the not the point, but from the
thought. He circles and he circles back again, and then
no one can stop it.
Stick up, and nobody can stop it. No, and that says something about him, right?
The shot.
Yeah, and he's great at finding that space, and that's how goal scorers work. But I want him to do it. I'm cheering for him. I think he seems like, in what I've read, like he seems like a good teammate, and people are cheering for him to do this. I kind of like how he rolls, where he doesn't give up about nothing. Like what was it, the bag of Cheetos going into the arena the other day? But honestly, he got to get on it. Like, so he's probably in great shape.
Don't give me laughing.
It just looks a little barrel chested, right? And just looks a little different than us, right? Where it looks like us a little bit.
But, you and him are pretty close.
yeah. But he's got amazing ability, and I hope he gets it. And I hope that for the NHL sake, they pay him his due, because I didn't think this goal record would be broken.
Like, I remember being young, and I guess this was in like cable days, but like, if someone was doing a home run record, they would cut to that game just for that at bat, and then
Oh man, easily. Yeah. You're so right on that, right? And now there's no cutting away. They might cut away that night that he ties it, and the night he breaks it. I bit my tongue there, hurt, but I think they might do it that night, like those 2 nights or whenever they happen.
That makes sense.
But man, it's show Obi some love, boys and girls. He deserves it. He's a very good player, and you know what? I'll tell you this too. 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I didn't think anybody would break Gretzky's record. I thought Ovechkin would be at this point, right?
Me too.
And probably retired. And good on him. It's crazy to think that he the third is Gordie Howe with 801. 801 goals, and that seems like so long ago now for Ovi, right? It's just crazy that he's going to break this. I never thought it'd be done.
Me either.
I'll say this too. I never thought Hank Aaron's home run record would be broken, and I still don't think it's broken because Barry Bonds a cheater.
There isn't.
But I like Barry Bonds.
That's off, but that is a hot topic.
Yeah. Barry Bonds is I love his swing. I think he's an amazing talent, but he should have just stayed clean.
I watched that steroid documentary on Netflix there. It was pretty cool.
Oh man, it's heavy. Who admitted the other day to the steroids, taking steroids? Mo Vaughn, I think, former Red Sox. Remember him? No,
yeah. You're right.
I think he admitted to it. Yeah. But Ovechkin, as far as we know, is not on anything, and I don't know why he brought that up. But go Ovechkin, go.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but you never know.
You never know, but it's cool to see. I like the chase. I'll be honest with you, I like the chase. I didn't think I'd like it, like if it got to this point, but I do.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah. I'm an Ovechkin fan.
Oh yeah, he's skilled, man. There's no denying it.
Oh yeah,
All right, man. I gotta admit something to the world. You definitely already know about this. So this morning, Vince McMahon put out a statement saying that he had purchased TNA Wrestling. I just worked overnight, okay? I didn't go to bed. It came on my phone. I was working overnight, and I could not be. It was March 31st to me, okay? I was working March 31st overnight, and I got this notification. Vince McMahon bought TNA. I texted all of my friends. I hit up all the group chats just for everyone to realize how gullible and stupid I am, Luke. There's not really much of a story there other than, man, April Fool's, everyone. I fell for it.
Can I say this? We were going to have it as a topic on our show.
Yeah. There were so many real articles written about it.
Yeah. So other people fell for it too.
The internet fell for it.
Yeah, because I didn't actually look it up. I saw your thing, and then I was like, oh, we should read up on that later. And then you came back to me. And oh, my bad.
Even before the show, I searched Vince McMahon buys TNA, and all the real ones come up. You have to add April Fools to get all the other ones to come up.
Oh, yeah, because you sent it to me when I was coaching basketball, didn't you?
5 a.m.
Yeah, okay. 3-1, 3-2.
Was it tonight? Yeah.
Yeah, you sent it later, and you sent it after supper for sure. I think it was at basketball when I got it.
Yeah, right.
It was at basketball when you told me. Because I was going to read up on it a bit.
I'll be honest
because I didn't look it up.
I'm kind of retarded.
Just off your back shifts, bud. Just off your back shifts.
And I was going to go into man, like you said, we were going to talk about it as a real topic. I was man, I was like, WWE's been working with TNA. What does this mean for their relationship? And I'm just like, oh my God, you're the most gullible idiot on the internet for sure.
Dude, back shifts will do that to you. Your IQ drops probably 40 points when you get off a shift after your back shift. Honestly, how many of us are not zombies off a back shift, right? So you're getting a pass on this, man. You're getting a pass.
All right, well, let's leave it up to the people. Comment below, but yeah,
give us a comment, guys. Give us a comment.
But that's all I got, man. Did you have anything on the go?
No, not really. No, I think I was going to mention something, but you know what? I don't remember. So that's all good.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching this episode of the Fresh Take Sports Podcast each and every week on the Real Fresh channel and College Sportscast. Don't forget to check out our new gambling partner, BetUS. Big Luke. Hey,
cool
BetUS.
Very cool. Yeah, BetUS.
In the link, 3 deposit bonuses up to 125%, plus 10% bettors insurance. And it does support your boys. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's a cool site. Very cool site. Well organized.
All right. How fresh? Big Luke. Peace.
And will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the 3 best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore because
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
Bats to really make the